Today I'm speaking with Donna Moore. Donna is CEO of the LoRaWAN Alliance, and she is also a member of Microwaves and RF's editorial advisory board. Welcome, Donna, and nice to see you again.
Hi, David. Nice to see you as well.
As our audience knows very well, LoRaWAN is a popular low-power wide area networking protocol that's designed to wirelessly connect IoT devices to the internet on everything from a regional to a global scale. But standards have to evolve. They have to evolve continuously if they're going to remain healthy and relevant, and LoRaWAN's no exception. To that end, the Alliance has just released a new technology roadmap that refreshes the standard and enables it to address emerging market requirements. So, Donna, can you start the discussion by telling us a little bit more about what factors are emerging that make it necessary for LoRaWAN to update its technology roadmap?
Sure. It's not even really an update of the roadmap. So let me just start by saying that we've never released a roadmap. And we felt that the timing is right. We started in 2015 as an alliance with the focus always to be about addressing the massive IoT market. And so we decided that at this point, because we're seeing a lot of transitions with the alliance, in the early days, it used to be about proof of concept and trying it in small little areas. But we've grown from that. And what we've seen is we've had so much success, particularly in cities, buildings, factories, and farms, that what's happening is the success is breeding success because they're seeing the outcome and the results of like types of projects deployed, and they're just moving forward without proof of concept. So what we decided is let's release our map and show the ecosystem where we came from, because that's as important, right? It shows the strength of our vision and the consistency of LoRaWAN to address that massive IoT market. And certainly the roadmap looks forward as well. But the three things you'll see as you look back from 2015 to 2024 and beyond, which the roadmap identifies, is that it's really about global connectivity, hyper scalability, and full end-to-end solutions that are driving the massive IoT market. And so the features that we have released are based on market need to meet one of those three factors.
How will this evolution, this roadmap, benefit designers of IoT devices and systems going forward?
Yeah, and I think I would say it benefits the end users because we're really focused on solving the problem. And, number one, when I talked about global connectivity, and you'll see it in the roadmap as well, LoRaWAN is the only LPWAN that has a flexible connectivity ecosystem. So we have private deployments, we have public deployments, we have satellite, which is new and growing. We have community networks like Helium. We have hybrid networks, and we have roaming. We have members that have roaming hubs that can roam between regions and countries. So the flexibility of the network is key. And with the satellite, you'll see in the announcements or the roadmap, a few years ago, and we continue to evolve it, we launched the long-range frequency hopping spread spectrum. And that is really, particularly for satellites, but to address capacity and exceed the capacity requirements for massive IoT. So that's really important to look at that, again, the global connectivity. The other thing I'll say is around hyperscalability. So there's a lot of features that we've added and are adding in the future for scalability. And one is relay, right? For satellite and utilities, relay is a very cost-effective way to just add another sensor to extend the reach of the devices without adding a gateway to do that. And so when you're looking for those last 10 devices at the edge or buried deep underground or in a very noisy situation, Relay is super inexpensive. It's like adding another device to extend the reach. So
Mhm.
again, that's about hyperscalability. And a couple more I'll mention too is this is in the future, and we're working on this right now, is network discovery, which is basically mobile gateways. And again, for utilities in particular, as they transition to automated metering systems and infrastructures, mobile gateway is a great way to walk by and get meter readings without a fixed gateway. And so we're seeing this deployed a lot. We certainly have firmware update over the air because you need to future-proof everything you've done in the market and devices. So we talk about that. We talk about the crypto agility so that we can continue to update crypto suites for those devices that are already deployed. And one last thing I'll say, probably around the features that we've needed, is around device management. So we know when you're deploying millions and soon to be billions of devices in the market, right? It needs to be easily deployable. And so LoRaWAN has an automated onboarding for QR codes, RFID, which is based on GS1 standards. And so you can literally scan your device, upload it, it's all provisioned for the network. So those are some of the areas that you'll see in the roadmap. And it's, again, all about hyperscalability.
Where would you say LoRaWAN is today in terms of the ecosystem and the depth of adoption that it's achieved?
Yeah, I would say that's our greatest strength and why we're the leading LPWAN, because, it takes a village. We have the largest open IoT ecosystem. We have every single stakeholder of the value chain participating in LoRaWAN, which then creates the full end-to-end solutions that makes IoT easy to deploy, develop, and manage, right? So those are some of the key things. And I'll say another key point is LoRaWAN's flexibility around working with other standards has been really our strength. We're looking at solving the problem, and sometimes it's just LoRaWAN, but sometimes it's LoRaWAN and Wi-Fi or LoRaWAN and 5G. So our philosophy is that in order to address massive IoT, you need to be able to work with all standards, because it's about solving the problem, not about one type of connectivity. So, those are the areas that are really driving LoRaWAN. And really, since the beginning, we've been very clear on what our vision is, what our mission is, and how to achieve that. And the growth is about just listening to the market to continue to evolve the standard to meet market needs.
In the interest of the audience getting up to date with LoRaWAN, I know you've got a live event coming up in June in Germany, and tell us a little bit about that event and what the IoT community can expect to get out of it.
Yes, it is the event of the year for the LoRa Alliance. It's June 19 and 20 in Munich, Germany. And we have the leading thought leaders of LoRaWAN that will be demoing products, that will be doing educational seminars, that will show live use cases of what's happening. So if you're looking to evolve your LoRaWAN, LPWAN strategy, this is the place to go to, not only to learn, but to network and grow your own business. Because that's how it is, right? It takes a village to drive IoT, and this is the place to do it.
All right, excellent. And thank you, Donna. I think that about covers it for today. We'll stop here for now.
Great.
And so thanks again for your insights into this topic. I know LoRaWAN is of great interest to a large swath of microwaves and RF's audience.